All right, everybody, this is week 2 for geometry. In our first lesson, basically this week we're going to look at classifying three-dimensional figures, and then in lesson 2 we're going to talk about how to find the volume of those three-dimensional figures. So this first lesson is kind of a review. We're just going to be talking about how to identify these different figures. The first one is a prism. Now technically all of these are prisms except for the sphere and the cone, but when we're looking at just a prism, it's a solid with two bases that are congruent and parallel, meaning that these sides are parallel to, these base shapes are parallel to each other. They'll never intersect as a plane. Okay, now we are going to name, so this is a triangular prism because the bases are triangles. And we're going to talk about the fact that prisms are named by their bases. And when we say base, it doesn't have to be either on the top or the bottom. Okay, this triangular prism could actually be on its side and we would still call it a triangular prism, even though the bottom is a rectangle. So don't get caught up on the fact that the base will not always be on the bottom. Alright, so when we're looking at pyramids, there's a few different types of pyramids we could have. A pyramid is a solid with one base and faces that meet at a point. Okay, so we all know the great pyramids of Giza. So this is a triangular pyramid, but the Great Pyramids of Giza are actually square pyramids. They have a square base. And we could also have a rectangular prism. Okay, this one's specifically talking about the triangular base. So this is a triangular pyramid, but we could also have a square or a rectangular prism. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. So with cylinders, we wouldn't call this a circle prism. That just sounds silly. So cylinders do get a special name, and it's just a prism with a circular base. With cones, we have a pyramid with a circular base, so we're going to have a cone. So just like an upside down ice cream cone. Spheres, just like the globe for globies. Okay, it's just going to have kind of, it's a solid which the point is equally distant from the center of the circle, or I'm sorry, from the center of the sphere. So from no matter where, the radius will always be the same for a sphere. All right, another special note, so about naming prisms. Some prisms are named by the shape of the base. So when we're talking about the hexagonal prism, meaning 6 sides, okay, we just need to count how many sides it has. So we have 6 sides, and this would be an hexagonal prism because we're looking at the shape of the base. All right, so let's practice this a little bit. We do, I blurted out the answers here, but I'm going to zoom in over here and kind of look at just the shape of the base. See if I can move this around. Okay. Zoom out and there we go. Hold on. There we go. All right, so looking at number 1, I'm going to erase, these are already written here. They're already on your notes as well. But for the very first one, we're going to look at the shape of the base, and the shape of the base is actually a rectangle, and the overall shape is a pyramid. So this is actually going to be a rectangular pyramid. This one has a base that is a circle, but it's not a cylinder because it does come to one point, so this would just be a cone. Number 3, this shape of the base is a triangle, and it's parallel to the top side, so we can't say that it's a triangular pyramid, but this is going to be a triangular prism. Alright, so this one we do have to count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I think that's 6, and we're going to have a hexagonal pyramid. Alright, for number 5, we do have circles from the bases, and they are parallel to each other, so instead of being a cone, this is actually going to be a cylinder. Number 6. This is a prism, and we have to take a look at the shape of the base, which that shape is going to be rectangular, so this is just a rectangular prism. For number 7, we notice that there's the shape of the base, and the base does not always have to be on the bottom, like I said above, but this base is on the side, and that base is a trapezoid, and these two trapezoids are parallel to each other. They'll never intersect. Okay, so in that case, we're going to call this a trapezoidal prism. Let me see where that, there we go. Okay, so a trapezoidal prism rather than a rectangular prism, because look at the sides, they're not the same. So we cannot call this a rectangular prism. Now, looking at number 8. Number 8, we have the base is either square or rectangular. It's kind of hard to see on this one, so I would accept both as an answer, but this is actually a square pyramid. Number 9, let's go ahead and count the sides. So we're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to think about the shape that has 5 sides, and that would be a pentagon. And we do have a prism in this case, so it's going to be just a pentagonal prism. Number 10. Number 10, we do have a pyramid, okay, and the shape of the base is a triangle, so it'd be a triangular pyramid. Number 11, so notice that the shape of the base is not on the side, I'm sorry, not on the bottom. They are triangular, and they are parallel to each other. So this is going to be a triangular prism. And number 12, if you notice, it looks like our mascot, the Globey. It's a sphere. Okay, so if you have any questions, please feel free to come on to Zoom tutoring sessions. Just go to the sophomore remote tutoring schedule and you'll be able to log on to there. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you for the next lesson.